Park, Cook and Will counties, held on Tuesday, November 21st. Village clock at 6 p.m. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Brennan?
Present.
Trustee Mahoney?
Present.
Trustee Mueller?
Here.
Trustee Shaw?
Present.
Trustee Sullivan?
Here.
President Glatz.
Present.
Very good. We have a quorum. Item number 3, consider approval of the minutes of the committee of the whole meeting held on November 7th, 2023. Is there such a motion?
So moved. Second.
Thank you, Trustee Mahoney. Thank you, Trustee Shaw. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
It's like a game of Twister.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good. That motion carries. Item number 4, discuss review of preliminary tax levy and abatements. Hannah?
Thanks, Trustee Brennan. So as the board is aware, you all had the memo for the tax levy and abatements in your packet. We presented 4 different options, all which fall within and under the 5%, so we wouldn't have to go through a public hearing, et cetera. So just looking for feedback. And as a reminder, we technically do levy on behalf of the library, so the numbers, as laid out in the memo, do have some reflection of what would be levied for the library as well. They make their own recommendation, and they do show up as a separate taxing line on the tax bill, but just a reminder to the board there. So again, just seeking input on the different options that were presented.
Very good. Thank you, Hannah. Any questions or comments from the committee? Mr. Brady?
No, I reserve comment till later.
Very good. Diplomatic.
I'll just
Go ahead,
say,
Mr. Miller.
totally fine on the abatements. I think that one's a no-brainer. On the levy, I know, the various school districts, especially the one closest to me, the one that shows up on my tax bill, 161, actually met this week, or a couple weeks ago, on November, sorry, I have the dates here, November 15th. They raised their tax levy 7.27% to ensure that no money was left on the table in our school district. And they've been constantly raising their taxes, and as a result, I just can't keep adding on to the tax levy insanity. And so I'll be going towards option 2, which I think just extends the previous levy, but that's really kind of as high as I'd like to go.
Thank you, Trustee Mueller. Trustee Sullivan?
Well, I'm for not having to raise it if we're in a financial situation that we do not have to raise it. I just think everyone's kind of getting hit in different directions. I know last year, I believe we increased it just to cover the police pension.
Correct.
Just the minimum for that. So I don't know where we stand with that again this year. So I kind of just want to hear what others have to say, but if we can get away with a 0% increase for a year, I'd be for that. But I don't know if that's, financially responsible to do that, but if we could give everyone a little break this year, I'd be for that.
Very good. Thank you, Trustee Sullivan. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Bill. I echo what Trustee Sullivan and Mueller are saying. I agree with Summit Hill. You increase it so there's nothing left on the table. Unfortunately, there will be nothing left on the table for us as well, or the residents. And they're closing schools, and to keep raising their tax levy, I think is inappropriate. Especially to go to 7.27. D230 is doing a supplemental increase along with a 4.95 increase. The Park District is doing, I think, a 4.99% increase, plus they're issuing bonds. When's it stop? People have to think of, the cost to live, right? And that's why everyone's leaving Illinois, because of all these taxes. And especially, they'll be I'm guessing they'll be issuing more bonds from the Park District with the spending that they're doing for the mental health center. They're already approved contracts of several $100,000. They increased Mike Madigan's PR, the PR firm that the family used, from $42,000 to $72,000. You know, I think you have to do your job, and if you're not bringing in revenue, you should not be raising the tax levy. And, you know, I want to congratulate this board and our staff for everyone working so hard. And this is why I would prefer an option one, but I also, if the board prefers, support Trustee Mueller of option two, because it's a zero increase to the taxpayers, to do a slight increase to help cover some of the pension costs for the police that's mentioned in option three. Our revenue from the village of 2022 was $113,690,000. We increased it to 2023 to $131 million. So basically, from the businesses that our staff and the board and everyone has brought in that have come to Tinley Park, we increased our revenue by $18 million. So I highly recommend that we keep holding the line and keep doing what we're doing. It's obviously working. You see the businesses that are going along Harlem Avenue. We have 191st in Harlem is going to bring in over $3 million in revenue to the village once they're up and running, hopefully in '25. So I asked the board to do a zero increase of, I prefer option one, but option two is also, isn't a bad option either. It's just, we're bringing in $18 million in extra revenue. There's no reason for us to increase the levy. All the other taxing bodies are doing that, and increasing it, so, thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll just say that I agree with what everyone said up here. I think it's time for, for us to lead from the front on this, and I think that with everyone, making these increases right now, it's, everyone's seen many increases to their family budgets. A lot of the residents are seeing, increases across the board, whether it be gas, insurance, food costs, grocery costs. I mean, I think there's a lot of increased costs, and I think, we really do have to lead on this and be respectful of the taxpayer. And I think this is, this is a time for us to congratulate previous boards, this board, for being very financially responsible and putting Tinley Park in such a good financial position. I think holding the line on this would be a good measure for us. So I'd be okay with option two, but I think I'd prefer option one as well. So that's kind of my 2 cents. So Trustee Mahoney.
Just to echo a couple things that everybody's saying on the board, I would strongly agree. I would be strongly leaning towards option one. I think we're in a good financial situation right now due to the hard work that everybody's put in. I think we're financially sound. If it's something that we can give relief to the residents of this town, I think we absolutely should do it. If there's not a necessity to be raising taxes, we shouldn't be doing it, right? Like I said, we have, like the mayor mentioned, we have a lot of new businesses that are coming into this town that are contributing to taxes. I do not want to pass any kind of burden down to the residents, so I would be strongly leaning towards option one.
Very good. Thank you, Trustee Mahoney. Trustee Shaw.
Well, ordinarily, I wouldn't want to extend the length of a meeting by repeating basically everything that everyone else said. However, I think in this case, it warrants everyone throwing it out there and saying where they stand. I wholeheartedly support option one. I would go with option two if it were the consensus of the rest of the board, but I'm strongly for option one. For all the reasons already stated, I believe that previous boards and this current board, and in my short time on the board so far, there's been a lot of very conscious work towards being fiscally responsible here. And I think there's a lot of things that have been done recently to shift how we look at revenue and placing the burden of that where the use is. Some of the recent changes that have come through, and also some that we've been discussing and will discuss in the future, I strongly believe that we should be looking at every single item as we move into the budget season. We should be looking at these things. And we should do better than many of these other governmental entities that are just simply trying to take everything that's on the table, as well as everything that might be in your pocket or in your wallet. I think that we just need to be setting a higher standard than that. So there's a lot of good investment that's been going on by the village, and with a lot of the things that we have going on right now, there's going to be a lot more. So we do have to be careful to make sure that we're staying responsible and we're communicating just how some of these things are being funded, because if we don't communicate that, there's going to be an assumption that we're just digging into the general fund, and therefore we're going to have to raise taxes eventually. I don't believe that that's the case. I think that we can hold the line here. Thank you.
Very good.
Can I add one more thing, Bill?
Thank you, Trustee Shaw. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. And also, too, I want to add, not only should we hold the line, but we're in a great position. You look at since, I've been on the board since 17 with Trustee Brady. Most of us have been on the board together since 19, and then 21, 23. You look at all the police officers that we've hired since 2019. We've hired well over 30 police officers. Obviously, some are backfill, but a lot of new ones. And we also put on the street for Chief a 5-member suppression unit that we didn't have. All the engines, the ladders that we've been able to buy new, or order, I should say, because of the how long it takes to get anything these days. And all the public works employees too that we've been adding, replacing all their 25-year-old equipment and staff. I mean, John Urbanski, there's less people at a time before we've been hiring for public works when he worked here, 20-some years ago, right? And then previous boards never backfilled or hired all the vacancies. And kudos to all our staff, our HR department, the board. You think about that, all the police officers, the firemen, the engines, the equipment, the public works, all the new trucks and snowplows and employees that we put on the street with a 0 increase to the residents. So I just wanted to add that too. And Chief's not done now. He's going through another round to hire more police officers. So thank you, everyone.
Bill, I did have one more question I neglected to ask there, if I could.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, go ahead, Trustee Shaw.
Hannah, I don't know if this is directed at you, but I just wanted a clarification about the automatic loss and cost factor that's added with the extended levy for option 2. If it's automatic and we decide not to go that route, is that something that we have to opt out of?
It's a very good question. To be honest, not my area of expertise as it relates to that. Brandy wasn't able to be here tonight, so I know enough, but that's something that I don't want to speak on and misspeak, so I can get that answer for you.
Okay. Yeah, I meant to call in earlier today,
worries.
but this is a discussion here, so we can get that.
Okay, absolutely.
Very good. Any other questions or comments? Mr. Brady, you ready now?
Yes, I am.
All right.
As known as a man-
Floor is yours.
As a man of few words, I agree with what has already been said ahead of me, and I lean toward option 1.
Awesome.
Done.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Brady. Any other questions or comments you guys want to? Now is the time? Nothing? All right, is there, need a motion for option 1? It sounds like was the consensus.
Yeah, so I think we've got direction. It would be before the next board meeting. The library, I believe they meet on the 30th. I know they were not necessarily inclined to have any increases either. I think they were looking at option 1 or 2, kind of holding the line. So I think just motion to the next board meeting and we'll be good to go.
Okay,
Yep.
very good. Is there a motion on the floor for moving option 1 to the next village board meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, trustee Sullivan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, trustee Brady. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good, that motion will carry. Item number 5, discuss the memorandum of understanding with the International Union of Operating Engineers, Local 150, for prescription safety glasses reimbursement. Want to take it, John?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. This is just a rewording of one of the items on our previously approved collective bargaining agreement. There was some misunderstanding on exactly how the benefits would be lined up for the reimbursement of prescription safety glasses. Again, this went back and forth between legal and the 150 group, and had this memorandum of understanding issued to clarify everything.
Excellent. Thank you, John. Any questions for John? There are none. Is there a motion to move item number 5?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, trustee Mueller. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, trustee Mahoney. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll on item number 5?
Roll call for item 5. Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good. That motion will carry. Item number 6, discuss receipt of the tourism grant. Donna?
Yes, thank you. Back in April, we applied for a Illinois Bureau of Tourism 50/50 match grant, and while we didn't make the initial cut, earlier this month, we got notification that funds are now available for us. So I put in front of you the media advertising plan that we would like to move forward with. These media outlets were selected for both their listenership, which aligns with our visitor base, and also the requirement that reaches outside of 50 miles. So this plan would be woven into our overarching marketing plan, which is the goal of creating some brand awareness. And initially, that's going to look like November, December. We're going to be some outbound marketing to leisure travelers, because we have that time of year when our restaurants and amenities have a lot to offer. January, February, we're going to be marketing heavily toward event planners to fill our convention center space. And then again, picking up in March through May, back to the leisure traveler.
Excellent. Great job, Donna.
Thank you.
Any questions for Donna? Comments?
Yes, have a quick comment.
Glad we're heading forward with that. Good decision we made a year and a half ago.
Thank you.
You got something to say, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
I just, again, want to thank Donna and her team for everything she does to promote Tinley Park. Thank you.
I love the new Facebook page too. It's very easy to use, and all the events that are listed, so it looks good.
Thank you.
Excellent. What's Facebook? I don't think you need anything on this one, right, Donna?
On the board agenda.
Is-
Well, the media plans are on the board agenda. They're listed on there, but it's a 50/50 match. So
Oh,
the
so
entire
it's not-
thing is
yeah.
on there. It's on consent to approve the media plans, but then we'll be getting reimbursed on 50%
It won't be the
of it.
same item, though, so we need a motion then, I take it?
Yeah, to move the plans.
Okay. All right, is there a motion to move item number 6 to the village board?
I will make that motion.
I'll second it.
Thank you, trustee Sullivan. Thank you, trustee Brady. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 6. Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good, that motion will carry. Item number 7, discuss a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Mad Bomber Fireworks Productions for the Independence Day event.
Again, this is a contract, same provider that we utilized in 2023. This is to lock in the same price that we had last year, same plan to shoot the fireworks from the fire training tower on Thursday, July 4th, 2024.
Excellent. Thank you, Donna. Any questions or comments? See none? Is there a motion to move item number 7 to the village board?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, trustee Sullivan. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, trustee Brady. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 7. Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion will carry. Item number 8, discuss contract with Christopher Burke Engineering for helipad improvements, dry utility relocation project, construction observation services. John?
Yes, sir, thank you. The requested approval is for Christopher Burke Engineering to extend to the next phase of construction observation for the underground burial of the ComEd and low voltage utilities from the creek just east of the helipad all the way to the west driveway of the police station. We have funded this whole project, and this is just, again, an additional contract with Christopher Burke for the construction observation in the amount of $41,006.
Very good. Thank you, John. Any questions for John regarding the helipad? There are none. Is there a motion to move item number 8 to the village board?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, trustee Miller. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, trustee Mahoney. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll for item number 8?
Roll call for item 8, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good. That motion will carry. Item number 9, receive comments from the public. Is there anyone from the public that would like to address the committee of the whole? See none. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, trustee Mahoney. Thank you, trustee Mueller. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll for adjournment?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Very good. That motion carries. We are adjourned at 6:22 PM.